Salud, mi gente, your boys coming through once again. And on this video, we're going to talk about is Mexico targeting black Americans, right? When they come over here on their vacation, stuff like that. There's this individual that was saying, I'll put a video of somebody speaking, saying that now, because of Trump, Americans, they're on top of the list as being targeted, right? By the cartels, by the whatever organizations, stuff like that. And we're going to talk about that, right? And we're not just going to concentrate on black Americans. We're just going to expand our minds and be all Americans at all, every single one of them. Black Americans, white Americans, Mexican Americans. Simple as that. Just to cover all aspects. So he showed a video, right? Of this black American who's all beat up. Beat up. Man, his thing is closed for sure. His socket is fractured. Got beat up. They stole his money, and he said that the cops, who supposedly kidnapped him, put him on cages and stuff like that, robbed him, told him that everything was because of his president, right? Well, to be honest, for every, that type of reaction, for something had to happen, cops, organizations, criminal organizations don't just pick you up just because of that. There has to be something, let's just say you just mind your business, you're staying quiet, enjoying your time. You're not there respecting nobody. Trust me, nobody's going to mess with you, maybe it's going to be a very small fraction in where some crazy stuff happens, and that could happen anywhere, right? But one thing as a Mexican that I know is that when you go somewhere, you show respect. When I go to the streets right here, trust me, I don't act tough like people right here on the internet saying, oh, let's do this, let's do... No. We don't do that, man. You don't know who you're gonna mess with. You have to keep it humble and respectful, man. Mind your own business, do what you have to do, and that's it. Go back to your home. If you want to throw a party, go throw a party, drink, enjoy that time with your group and stuff like that. But don't be disrespectful with the people around you, because somebody's gonna approach you and is gonna tell you, hey man, you're doing too much, man. Calm down, or else. And that could be the law, and that could be the so-called criminals, right? You don't want to push your luck with nobody. Do cops pick you up and give you ass whooping? For sure, man. For sure, man. So welcome to reality check, where all that stuff that's happening over there in America, where you think you can act tough with the cops and be like, oh, this is my right, this is not right here. They don't care. Pick you up and, oh, you want to act tough? We're gonna give you the business, But it's not because this guy was black, because he said, oh, they call him a negro or stuff like that, It's not because of that. Something had to happen, man. Something had to happen, Did he say that it was because Trump? Yes. But I don't think so, unless, I'm going to tell you one thing for all you guys who wear the red hat. If you go to Mexico, or come to Mexico, right, pushing that narrative that with the red hat, trust me, somebody's gonna approach you and give you the business. You think you're that in a bag of chips? Boom, reality check. Better take that shit off. You don't want to take it off, then it can go to a different thing. So if you're gonna come to Mexico, just come and enjoy your stay. Simple as that. All that extra stuff that, oh, make America great again, like, don't push that. If you want to push it somewhere where you might be safe. But right here, you don't know who you're going to come across. And individuals, man, they don't like Trump. Even though some people said, oh, Mexican like Trump and stuff like that. And I was like, hold on, what? When have you heard that of Mexicans liking Trump? At least right here in Mexico, nobody likes Trump, that I know of, And why is this? Because these individuals right here, they're living their lives, and they're seeing what's going on over there in the United States. but they can't do nothing about it, and they're not willing to do nothing about it. But if somebody like that comes over here and trying to push that weight, they're gonna hit him with reality check, you know. So that's what it is, man. This individual had to have done something in order for the cops to act like that way. Do Mexicans get robbed by the cops all the time? Yes, yes they do. And trust me, they do not discriminate. Whether you're American or you're Mexican, that's me. I do something out of place, they'll beat me up and they'll take my shit. Simple as that, man. Simple as that. You know. Now they're saying that this individual was seeing a video, and where basically they're saying that now Americans are targeted, they're on top of the list, right? And they're being kidnapped, as they ask the family for ransom, and they don't come with the money, you know. They cut off their ears and stuff like that. And now, hey, you know what? As a matter of fact, in the 90s, like early 90s, 92, 93, around there, there's this one guy called Mocharejas. But this individual was working in Ciudad de Mexico. But he was kidnapping just regular Mexicans. But he was cutting ears, you know. That's the only famous individual that came out about cutting ears. The other ones, they just cut your finger, you know. But now, different times. It is different times. Now the own organized crimes, you know, the own organized crimes, make sure that those guys don't do that. Does it happen? Yes, it happens. But they're not just targeting Americans. I'm gonna tell you why. You know, one thing about Mexicans that they know is that you don't want to mess with Americans. Why? Because once you mess with Americans, now you're bringing heat to your zone, because now the American government is gonna get involved. Usually, when they pick up an American by whatever happened, once they know that it's Americans, sometimes they're gonna think about it, man. They're gonna be, oh, I don't know, but it doesn't mean that those guys are targeted. You know, Americans are not being targeted in Mexico just because they did a protest in that city. That not even it was not even the whole city protest. It was like a neighborhood protest, you know, from a rich neighborhood. Just because they did a protest right here doesn't mean that all Mexico is doing the same thing. That, hey man, get all Americans out of here. It was in a neighborhood. It's like me telling you that, somebody doing a protest in, I don't know, Englewood, right? Well, not even Englewood, man. Let's just say on Hollywood, like a small. I don't think it's even a city, but it's a small neighborhood. Let's say they were doing a neighborhood on the Florence district. Let's put it that way, you know. And now I'm making videos about saying, oh, Americans don't like Mexicans because they did a protest in the Florence district. It does not make sense, you know. So that's actually what happened over here, you know. Do they have a right to protest? Yeah, man. People are not paying taxes. They're working from home. They're renting. They're not buying. If they were to buy, it's different. But they're renting, you know. So spiking all the rents up. Especially for young adults that are trying to go to study, to schools. That's why they're protesting, you know. But anyways, I just thought I should let you guys know this, just to make sure that everybody got everything straight. Are they picking up people, kidnapping them? Nah, no. I'm pretty sure it happens, but trust me, they're rare. The only people who are getting picked up are those who are involved some way with that lifestyle. Simple as that. At one point, let's say on the 90s, a lot of that stuff was happening. But now the own cartels got involved and start cleaning house. You know, come on, you can't be doing this around this area. So now those groups of that are in charge of kidnapping, they're not that many. There is. I'm not gonna say that there's not. You know, but it's not as common as this individual made it seem, or as that video that he was seeing made it seem. You know, at the end of the day, if you're gonna come to Mexico, just come enjoy your day, enjoy your vacation. But I mean, if you gonna come over here, be the respectful, thinking that you can act the way that you act in America, don't even come, man. Because you're gonna get an ass whooping like that guy did. Guarantee, man. Guarantee. Right here, we're not gonna play, hey man, I'm gonna sue you. They don't care about that, man. They don't care about that. You know, but if you are just gonna be enjoying your time, it's gonna be wonderful. So with this being said, we are out to next video. Saludos. Have a wonderful day. Till next one.